everybody, I am Niharika and today we are going to talk about a messy house. Okay, last week I visited a friend's house and trust me, the moment I entered their house, I suffered blindness from seeing the mess. Like, it was extremely dirty. Now we all know that how to talk about a dirty house. Like, we'll say it's dirty, it's messy, it's disgusting, it smells bad. But what are the specific phrases that we use, or what are the specific words that we use to talk about something specifically? What exactly is dirty, okay? So that's what we are going to learn in this lesson today. Now, last week when I visited that house, the moment I entered, I had a look at the living room, okay? Living room is also known as a family room in many countries. And the first thing that I noticed was a thick layer of dust. Now, a thick layer of dust means a lot of dust was accumulated, okay? Okay, so it means a lot of dust. So basically, why am I saying a thick layer is because maybe the house has not been cleaned forever, like it's not been cleaned past so many weeks, and that's why a thick layer of dust is accumulated, okay? Now, you can also say a thin layer of dust, okay? Okay, you can also say a thin layer of dust was present on the couch or on the table. Now, a thin layer, which gives us an idea that maybe it was cleaned, but it's been 2 days that it's not been cleaned, okay? So then you can use that a thin layer of dust was accumulated on the table, okay? Or on the shelves or on the cabinets, okay? So the other one is smudges on the window. So the moment I entered the house and I saw the windows, okay, and I saw the TV, and they had this blurred mark, okay? Blurred mark or fingerprints. All right, you see, children have a habit of putting their fingerprints on the windows or on the TVs, or also when you use these smartphones, the touch screen phones and your iPads, okay, your tablets. So you would always see your fingerprints. So the exact word to use is the smudges. There are smudges on your iPads. There are smudges on your computer screen. There are smudges on the windows, okay? So that specifically mentions that your screen or your TV or your windows are dirty, okay? Then I saw clumps of dog hair. So I was wearing this pretty black dress and I was so excited about visiting her, isn't it? So I was trying to impress her. So I was wearing the black dress, but there were like hair everywhere. Like a dog, they had this two, of course, they were beautiful dogs, but they shed a lot of hair. So I could see clumps of hair on the carpet, on the couch, and everywhere. So all the hair were also on my dress. So basically, clumps means bundle up hair, okay? Even when we lose a lot of hair at times, we always see these bundle up hair in the corners, isn't it? So it basically means bundled hair or these round balls of hair. All right. Then I saw these old newspapers piled up. The moment I had a seat on the couch, I saw these old newspapers in the corner. And I just had a look on the date and I was like, oh my God, the papers were 2 years old, okay? It had this 2011. So this means they were 2 years old newspapers all piled up in the corner. Piled up means basically just dumped in the corner on top of the other, okay? So okay, so it means that they were dumped, they were piled up on top of each other, and they were like really, really old. Now, at times, people also have a habit of just scattering their magazines and their papers everywhere in the house. So, if you have someone, if your husband does that, or maybe you're a mother-in-law and your daughter-in-law does that, then you can always say that, oh my God, look at the newspapers, they're scattered everywhere. Or you can also say that they are strewn everywhere. All right? So these are the different words that you can use to describe the state of the newspapers or the magazines, okay? That either they are scattered, they're piled up, or they're strewn everywhere. Then I also realized that the house had this dirty smell, okay? It had this bad odor. Like the moment I entered, I realized that either it smelled like a dirty dog, okay, or it smelled like sour milk. You know, sour milk doesn't smell good, isn't it? It really has this weird, dirty odor to it. So you can always say if the house has a bad odor or it smells bad, then you can say that it has a bad odor, okay? Now, I also, of course, I was not just in the living room. I had a look at their kitchen. I peeped into their kitchen, and let's see what I discovered. So now that I entered their kitchen, the first thing that I saw was their stove, and I realized that there was a film of grease. Now, a film of grease means it was extremely oily. It was a thick layer of oil. All right, so usually when we are in the kitchen and when we are cooking, you always see that oil splatters everywhere, isn't it? Oil has a tendency to splatter everywhere. So a film of grease is built, okay? And of course, if you don't end up cleaning it, a thick film, a thick layer of oil is accumulated either on the stove or on the kitchen counter. So that's what I noticed in their kitchen, that it was not a pleasant moment. It was a film of grease was accumulated. It was extremely oily. Okay, then dirty dishes were in the sink. Now we always say dirty dishes. There are times when I have noticed people say used dishes. It is not correct, okay? You always use the term dirty dishes, okay? So dirty dishes were in the sink. This means that she had not done the dishes, okay? So dirty dishes were already sitting in the sink. Then I also noticed that moldy food was in the fridge, okay? I just opened the refrigerator to grab a bottle of water, and what I saw was there was moldy food. Now, what exactly moldy food means? Moldy means stale, okay, not fresh. Okay, stale food. It's not fresh, okay? And usually when the food is not fresh, okay, when it gets stale, it usually tends to have a fungal growth. Okay, so if we do not clean the refrigerator often, you would always see moldy food in your refrigerator. You have moldy bread, you have moldy potatoes, okay? You know, you might have noticed these potatoes when they are really old, they get a little wet, okay, and it also has a very bad odor, okay? So that's what it means, that it's moldy potatoes, okay? So I realized that her refrigerator was full of moldy food, okay? Extremely stale, not fresh food. And then I opened the microwave, okay? I got a chance to open the microwave, and I saw that food was splattered everywhere in the microwave. Now, usually we use microwaves of course, for cooking food, and we also use microwaves to heat food. And when we try to heat food, we do not cover the bowls, isn't it? Okay, so now of course when you don't cover food, and while heating, when the microwave is on, the food is splattered everywhere, isn't it? So if you don't clean it, the microwave looks dirty, and of course it gives a very bad odor, okay? It smells disgusting. So that's what I saw, that the food was splattered in the microwave. I also noticed that there were crumbs on the kitchen counter. So maybe she had finished with cooking, but I could see that there were breadcrumbs and there were food crumbs everywhere on the kitchen counter. So of course it's important, when you're done cooking, you know, you should always clean the platform, you should always clean the kitchen counter. These are the hygienic ways, right? So that's what I saw, that there were crumbs on the kitchen counter. Maybe she cut bread and it was scattered everywhere. All right, so you can use this expression that comes were on the kitchen counter. So now let's have a look at the bedroom here. There were clothes strewn on the floor. Now, the moment I entered the bedroom, okay, that's the place where, of course, she sleeps. And of course, many mothers have this constant battle with children who do not keep their bedrooms clean. So these are the phrases that you can use. Their clothes strewn all over the floor. This means that they are scattered everywhere, okay? They are everywhere around. They're on the floor, okay? They are not in the closets or in the cupboards. They are on the floor, okay? So that's the thing, that's the phrase, that's the word that you can use, that they are strewn on the floor. Or you can also say all over the floor. Then the bed was not made. Now usually when you wake up, there are people who do not have these good habits. They would not make their bed, okay? They would just leave it as it is. Their blanket would be as it is, and their pillows would be like strewn all over the place. So the bed was not made. I realized that maybe she got up in the morning and maybe she didn't have time, but the bed was definitely not made. Then I saw the bugs in the room, okay, and I was like, I'm so petrified of even of these tiny bugs, and I realized that there are these tiny bugs crawling around on the cabinets in the bedroom, and I was so disgusted at that sight. And of course, I had to go to the washroom. So the moment I entered the washroom, I saw that the drains were clogged with hair. Now women, usually when we wash our hair, okay, of course, all women shed hair, okay, so hair fall is the biggest problem. But anyways, I saw that there were hair clogged over the drains, on the drains, because maybe she had not picked it up and put it in the trash can, but it was just lying there down, and of course it was really disgusting. And of course, I also saw cobwebs in the corner. Now, cobwebs are spider webs. We also call them spider webs. And again, I got so scared because I am so petrified of spiders. Now, of course, if there are cobwebs in the washroom, this means that the washroom also has spiders in it, isn't it? The spiders have spun the cobwebs, right? So I saw that there were cobwebs in the corner. So basically, these are the phrases that you can use for a messy house. And of course, it was not a pleasant visit for me at all. I realized that their slovenly ways were extremely disgusting. So please, if you are a visitor, if you are a person who lives in a messy house, please change your habits, change your slovenly ways, okay? Go get a mop, go get a broom, your cleaning chemicals, and start cleaning your house, okay? Don't let any visitor suffer blindness from the mess, okay? So I'll see you soon in your next lesson. Till then, you take care. Have a good day.